What's up, peoples? Mr. Anomaly coming at you again. Part 2. So, our boy again. The true purpose of feminism exposed. Let's see what he got to talk about. It's a live reaction. I haven't watched this one yet. Let's see what we got.
Classical feminism believed that, the genders should be equal in their rights and there should be no patriarchy or matriarchy in society. This is what classical feminism looks like if I could give it an image, and that's what neo-feminism looks like if I could give it.
Yeah, I think we can, this modern day feminism, it's not about equality, it's about superiority, so yeah.
An image in your mind. Neo-feminism, ladies and gentlemen, is an act of war. It is a program of social engineering or mind control, which is specifically targeted at women in order to incite a war between the sexes in a divide and conquer strategy.
I just saw an article, I might do a reaction on it. Women are buying more homes, becoming homeowners more than men. Women are out earning men. It's like a pissing contest, bro. It's like they got it to the point, like I said, again, we're not together anymore. We're at odds now.
The long-term goal of this manipulated war is to weaken both genders to such an extent that it becomes much easier for the entrenched ruling class to subjugate both men and women under their worldwide system of totalitarian control. They are waging a gender war against both men and women through the neo-feminist agenda.
I mean, it's the new world order. That's what it's all about. That's why I say I'm just waiting for the asteroid. I'm just seeing how this all going to play out, man. Because like I said, again, neither side really looks like the laws are still screwed. You know what I mean? So nothing's changed. So that's why I say I'm just waiting for it. Just see how it's going to play out, bro.
Why specifically target women? Since women possess the capability of influencing men. Most men.
You can drop the mic right there. I've been saying it. We've been saying it. Yeah, they control men through women. Bunch of men are a bunch of hornballs. And again, I'm directing that crap onto me. So yeah, that's a fact. They control men through sex. They control women with the zeros and ones. And they control you. Get the pussy, nigga. Get the pussy, nigga. Get the hoe, nigga. Get the hoe. That's how they control men.
Will adjust their attitudes and behaviors to conform to.
Hold up.
Since women possess the capability of influencing men, most men will adjust their attitudes and behaviors to conform to women's likes and preferences.
What have I been? I swear to God, I haven't watched this. What have I been saying on this channel since day one? Most dudes had to conform. Most men have to sell their souls for sex, man. 80% of men aren't even attracted to women. So most dudes got to bend to the woman's preference. I love it when I hear people confirm the universal infinite intelligence, bro. That's why I keep telling y'all, man. I've been saying that on this channel since day one, bro. I love it, bro. I'm sorry. This age of Aquarius, bro. Age of Aquarius, man. What did my boy just say? I got to wind that again. I'm sorry, y'all.
Why specifically target women? Since women possess the capability of influencing men, most men will adjust their attitudes and behaviors to conform to women's likes and preferences. Therefore, attitudes and behavior influencing men. Most men will adjust their attitudes and behaviors to conform to women's likes and preferences.
Hey, man. Y'all talking about matrix this, matrix that. Make sure you're not doing that. Make sure you're not selling your soul to get some stink on your fingers, and so many men do. Downloading entertainers, rappers, pimps, players, downloading demon mode just so you can bang these women. I hope the peace league's worth it selling your soul to be somebody else. You got to be fake just to bang these women. Bro, man, I say you better off being by yourself, being yourself and being by yourself in the desert than downloading somebody else's program and to bang some skeezer who's programmed by social engineering to begin with. And again, I'm talking about people under this genjutsu. I ain't talking about all women. Shouldn't have to keep
Or,
saying that.
if the ruling class can influence the minds of most women, the men and children of a society will ultimately follow.
I like this guy. I like the way he's talking. This is an older video too. You can see that how it's playing out right now. These divorcee, these broken bucks, these emasculated boys out here. Just did that MILF manner. These women out here swapping their sons, banging their sons. Bro, this man, this dude, we're already a minute in. I'm already getting fired up, man.
Or, if the ruling class can influence the minds of most women, the men and children of a society will ultimately follow. Both sides don't have to fall for the manipulation. Only one side of a dialectic needs to fall for the manipulation in order for the dialectic manipulation to be successful. Because they believe in their minds that they have an enemy and they're waging war on that enemy already. So once one side buys into the dialectic, it's on.
It's over. Yeah, that's what I told y'all, man. Most of these women already downloaded the feminist program and ideology. Y'all see it on there. Men are scum. Men are scum. Fate. Yeah. One side. Don't even need both. Just one. Are you winning, son? Are we winning, son? Yeah, I know there's some people out there, some that are in married relationships, but the majority? The masses? The numbers bear that out, bro.
The war is on. The other side has one of two choices. They either have to convince the other side that they're under complete mind control and manipulation, and that other side has to be willing to listen to reason and change their behavior as a result, or there has to be a conflict. Eugenics.
Are they changing their behavior right now? Are they humbling themselves? Nope. Seems like to me they... That's why I say I'm just waiting for the asteroid. And I mean that complete indifference, man. I just, I don't see, people don't show me that there's any changes happening right now. And if there is, it's not going to be in my lifetime. It's not going to be in anybody's lifetime who's watching right now. So yes, good luck with that. I know, doom and gloom. I know.
Is a social ideology advocating the promotion of higher rates of sexual reproduction for people with traits and characteristics desired by its proponents, and reduced rates of sexual reproduction and sterilization for those with undesired traits and characteristics. This practice could be described as a main religious tenet of the ruling class, who believe that it is simply the quote-unquote natural order for the most ruthless of humans, whose genes in their minds are the quote fittest, to rule the rest of the human herd. They see themselves as a, quote, elite class of human beings who attained the highest positions of power in the world because they are genetically superior to those they rule over. Ultimately, this psychopathic ruling class believe that they have every right to decide who is allowed to live and procreate and who must die. The biggest form of eugenics that is being waged upon the human population right now, aside from the neo-feminism agenda, is abortion. I mean, it's such a hardcore war that's being waged, especially against minority populations. I mean, over half of the African American population's pregnancies in the United States.
I'm sorry, I got to run that back. I got to run that back. I'm sorry.
And that other side has to be willing to listen to reason.
I got to run that back.
Behavior as a result, or there has to be a conflict. Eugenics is a social ideology advocating the promotion of higher rates of sexual reproduction for people with traits and characteristics desired by its proponents, and reduced rates of sexual reproduction and sterilization for those with undesired traits and characteristics. This practice could be described as a main religious tenet of the ruling class, who believe that it is simply the quote-unquote natural order for the most ruthless of humans, whose genes in their minds are the quote fittest, to rule the rest of the human herd. They see themselves as a quote elite class of human beings who attained the highest positions of power in the world because they are genetically superior to those they rule over. Ultimately, this psychopathic ruling class
Psychopathic ruling
believe that
class.
they have every right to decide who is allowed to live and procreate and who must die.
Martha Singer.
The biggest form
Margaret Sanger,
of
yep.
eugenics that is being waged upon the human population right now, aside from the neo-feminism agenda, is abortion. I mean, it's such a hardcore war that's being waged, especially against minority populations. I mean, over half of the African American population's pregnancies in the United States end in abortion. More babies are being aborted than born. Population's pregnancies in the United States end in abortion. Half of the African American population's pregnancies in the United States end in abortion. For half of the African American population's pregnancies in the United States end in abortion. For half of the African American population's pregnancies in the United States end in abortion.
Somebody said on that last video I posted, "Oh, I'm sorry. I know that this is more so for white folks, bro. This is a deaf thing. Deaf don't give a shit about color. But I will say this though, I don't think they expected us to be around this long. Fuck y'all, man. I don't think they expected black folks to be around this long. I think they expected us to kill each other off, and with the abortions and all that. We still here, bitches. Age of Aquarius, man. You hear what this man just said, bro? Half. The fact that you're here, especially as a black man, and you didn't end up in some tube somewhere, bro, count your blessings, man. How many stories? How many times y'all hear these women out here and have like 3, 4, 5 abortions and still end up with like 3 or 4 kids? How the hell does that happen? How the hell you gonna have 3 or 4 abortions and still end up with 4 or 5 motherfucking kids, bro? Our war is a spiritual war, man.
Half of the African American population's pregnancies in the United States end in abortion. More babies are being aborted than born.
Aborted than born.
Operations like Planned Parenthood are directly involved in eugenics.
And that skeezer talking about murder on my mind, twerking in front of a motherfucking Planned Parenthood. Bro, I swear to God, bro. Sometimes I wish I had the power to bring wrath on you motherfuckers, bro. I swear. Y'all better pray. I'll never, man. This is the side that we're in, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just, hey, man. Just be aware out there, bro. This.
And many of the people involved in the boards of organizations like that make no bones about it.
You know, these be the motherfuckers running stuff. Look, these weird, funny looking dudes. These be the dudes up here just plant, man. Ugh.
That they are eugenicists and they think
these be the guys, man. These be the dudes, bro.
The dark occultists of this world are practically coming out in the open and telling people that they want a cult. You know, building monuments to eugenics, as the Georgia Guidestones are. Right on the stones it says, maintain humanity under 500 million in what they think of as perpetual balance with nature.
Damn, sound like Thanos over here.
Now that's perpetual balance with a satanic mindset. That there's an elite class that can consider themselves God
above.
That's
Yep.
what that is.
Yep.
That's an elimination of over 95% of the human population. And believe me, if they could get that done today, they would do it. The science of epigenetics clearly demonstrates that human beings possess the ability to create adaptive changes to their gene expressions via changes in consciousness. Genes have been proven to be only a tendency for biological expression. Since consciousness precedes the genetic expression in the physical domain, if consciousness is changed, then the gene expression in the physical domain can be fundamentally altered.
I don't know, man. It might, like I said, talked about that this coiled serpent, man. Disciplining your body and stuff, getting to the point spiritually where you can change, become like a superhuman, man. So I don't know, bro. I don't got all the answers out here, man. But it's interesting.
What if an occult ruling class long ago discovered how to influence the breeding process within entire populations for the purpose of making those populations easier for them to control?
Yep.
In other words, controlling human breeding by manipulating human consciousness.
Abortion is healthcare. Abortion is healthcare. Healthcare is human right. Yeah. Got them by the teats, bro. Got them by the teats. We're going to fight for our right to murder babies.
To get the characteristics of the next generation to come out the way the ruling class wants those characteristics.
Hook, line, and sinker.
In other words, ladies and gentlemen, human farming. Because that is what the control class, the social engineer class, consider themselves.
Free range tax slaves, man. Yep, that's all we are. Most free range tax slaves.
They consider themselves farmers of the human herd of cattle. That's how they view us. That's how they view
ants. Yep.
This is population control through mind control. It is very important to understand that eugenics is not just about population reduction.
Yeah, here we go.
It is ultimately about controlling which characteristics are expressed in human society. By breeding certain desired characteristics into the gene pool and breeding certain undesirable characteristics out of the gene pool. That's how eugenics is performed. Epi-eugenics is the propagation of eugenics by way of social engineering or mind control.
Are we seeing the zeros and ones?
Selective breeding by the very population which the eugenics strategy is targeted to destroy. The people who the eugenics strategy is targeted to wean or to cull.
My body, my choice.
Performing this very selective breeding process. And they have been convinced that it is actually in their best interest to perform that culling upon themselves. And that's what's happening in our society.
He's right. He's right, bro. Here we are, man. You can't tell them nothing. You can't tell them nothing, bro. I don't even have a high body count. I got a high body count. I can do what I want to. I can live. I don't have to get married. I don't have to get married. I don't want to get married. I want to get my career. I'm a bad bitch. I'm a boss bitch. You can't tell me nothing. My body, my choice. I want to murder babies. You can't tell me nothing. You're a sexist. You're controlling. You're a misogynist. You're a homophobe. Are we seeing the zeros and ones?
That is going on actively as we're sitting here. Eugenics, epi-eugenics, one could call it mind-controlled downbreeding. Mind-controlled downbreeding. Or in other words, getting the human herd to
cull itself.
They are actually performing dysgenics.
We're doing that right now. All of us are. We all are whether you want to be. Hey, I'm single. A lot of us are single. A lot of us are by ourselves. They're doing it, man. We're all willingly participating, whether we want to admit it or not, man. Yeah. We're all divided and stuff, man. Most of us. Families, man. From the inside. Eroding from the inside out. Like that Ready Player One. They're going to be building apartments. People going to be stacking upwards because everybody going to be in a little bubble. Their little realities. Welcome to the jungle. This is our reality, man.
See, we shouldn't even be using the word eugenics to describe this process because it means good breeding. It means breeding strength into a society. It means upbreeding, making a society more strong and more cohesive and more dynamic and more diverse and just higher in consciousness in general than it used to be. That's not what the social engineers are trying to do.
Nope.
They're doing that to themselves, to their own subclass. Oh yeah, they're eugenicists for themselves, but not for us. Across the board, modern medical doctors have seen a disturbing trend of testosterone levels plummeting significantly for both genders. This is no accident. Instead of alerting people to this fact and trying to understand why this is happening, modern doctors have been deliberately reducing the levels of testosterone that are considered normal for both genders in medical testing and literature. The war on human sexuality is being waged through the war on testosterone in our society.
Dudes becoming effeminate, women are becoming masculine. Yep.
The destruction of the familial dynamic is what this is all leading to. The attack upon the natural sexual familial dynamic in society tremendously destabilizes the ability for people to establish firm foundations in relationships, in morality, in health, and in real education. Entire industries thrive on this social disease.
Today, nearly 60% of all black children are born out of wedlock. Miranda relies on welfare to support Shaquana, but it's her mother, Gloria Henderson, who gets the check for the whole family. Gloria, 34, has never been married. She was a teenager when Clorinda was born.
Bro, this is the 80s, 70s, 80s. This is like the 80s. This is like late 70s, early 80s. Man, 40, 50 years in. Ugh. Has it gotten better? Has it gotten better?
Just as her own mother, Clorinda's grandmother, had been when Gloria was born.
In the 80s.
None of you are married. None of you are married.
In the 80s.
And if you would like to be married.
This is the 80s, yo. This is the 80s.
One.
Has anything changed? Has anything progressed? Has anything gotten better? It's gotten worse. This is in the freaking early 80s, bro. Late 70s, early 80s. Ugh.
The rest of you who don't plan to get married, why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
You already have your child to think about, and then a whole family to care for. You know, it's a lot of responsibility. And then you don't want the commitments.
I wouldn't want no man holding me down because I think I can make it as a single parent.
But don't you think you might need help in raising that baby from a man?
Not really.
Has it gotten better? Has it gotten better? You gotta laugh to keep from crying, bro.
I didn't have a father. My father wasn't in the home, so you know it really male figures are not substantially important in the family.
They're trying to breed out righteous anger through this agenda. Conditioned women are being engineered to reject all forms of the emotion of anger when displayed by a male. From a very early age, they are taught the new age deception that anger is an invalid emotion that human beings, especially men, should not openly display.
Reject all forms of emotion of anger when displayed by a male. That's how you can tell if your woman respects you. If you get upset and your woman don't, if she don't care that you get upset, that's not your woman. If your woman don't care that you get upset, if you get upset, she don't be like, why is he upset? And she laugh, thinks it's funny that you're upset. Especially the community. I already know the community.
Of course, this tactic is used to suppress righteous indignation toward the iniquities that are taking place in our world so that the powers that be can go on ruling unchallenged. Lincoln said, thank you. Lincoln said, you can tell the greatness of a man by what makes him angry. Feminizing the human male. The war on authentic men takes the form of the emasculation of the human male, a process which breeds out the sacred masculine dynamic, which is the willingness to stand up to tyrants and bullies with physical self-defensive force if necessary. The long-term agenda is to create a feminized man that will not ever challenge the state, and to simultaneously condition women to view the state as an all-powerful husband/father figure.
The community has been finished. Big zaddy government. That's the black community's been done. That's why I say stick. Yeah, that's why SBM, Passport Bros. Yeah, That's the solution.
The conditioned woman at a subconscious level chooses the feminized man who will not stand up for himself, since her perception has been influenced to see that man as one who is the most suited to survive, for the very reason that he will not place himself in danger by challenging the violence of the state.
That's the safety, man. They want the good little human ATM who's just going to be a little passive cuck. Let her do whatever. Just provide and just don't ask no questions. Go along and get along. That's what they want ultimately.
They're breeding out the rebels in our society, folks. Rebellion against the state, a reverence for true freedom, and placing high value on personal responsibility and individual rights are traits that are being deliberately bred out of humanity through the epi-eugenics agenda, because such traits are undesirable to the ruling class. Socially engineered traits being bred into the new human include a fear of going against the norm, docility, submissiveness, obedience to authority, and going along to get along, as depicted by the gentleman in this picture.
Fuck that, man. I don't give a damn, bro. I told y'all, man. Go along to get along. Trying to go, hey, man, everybody going left. I'm going right, man. Y'all kiss my ass. What I think about that, bro? I like this guy. I like the way he talks, man. I just wanted to share that, bro. That's all I got, man. Laters. Y'all stay up out there, bro.